All right, my friends, it is Tuesday and I have to go get my COVID test. As you may or may not know, over this past weekend, I've been having what I think is a stomach thing. Really upset stomach, diarrhea, fatigue, nausea, muscle aches. And so I'm pretty sure that it's been a stomach flu. But it's now day 4 and I'm still experiencing some of these symptoms. Now, I called into work yesterday and told them what was going on and they allowed me to come in. However, 2 hours after I was there, they, re-examined those symptoms and decided that I had to go home and I couldn't come back until I was cleared for the coronavirus. It's weird. Like I said, I really haven't had a stomach bug that has lasted this long. Yesterday and Sunday, I was feeling fine in the morning, and then as the day would go on, my muscles would start aching, I'd start getting tired, and then, the stomach would start rumbling again. And then this morning at 2 a.m., I woke up to use the facilities, and I tossed and turned for most of the rest of the night because my stomach was just hurting. It felt like it was being tied up in knots. And so I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm kind of wondering, and it's weird. My burps smell like dry cereal. Kind of weird because I don't eat cereal. At least I haven't in a long, long time. And I thought about Googling burps that smell like dry cereal, although I'm a little afraid of what might come up. That isn't on the list of COVID symptoms, but who knows what other rabbit hole I might fly down. And I'm one of those people who, goes through life thinking, oh, that'll never happen to me. And, I've always been that way, especially when I was younger. I just kind of forged through life and not really look at the consequences of my actions. And, even with this thing, this coronavirus is really impacting the United States and the world. And yet here in my sheltered little existence, I keep thinking, there's no way that it could possibly happen to me. Well, now I have to go and figure out whether or not it has actually happened. And, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to have to roll with the punches just like everyone else and deal with it as necessary. But I mean, I never go to the doctor, even though I have finally scheduled a doctor's appointment for next week just to get a routine physical. But if I'm sick, I just kind of deal with it. The only reason I'm going to the doctor is, I have health insurance and, it's been several years. And there are a couple of little issues going on that I want to talk to a professional about. But it's strange, I'm just kind of reflecting and I've got a good mindset and whatever happens and we're gonna get through this and we're gonna deal with it the best we can and we're gonna keep positive, we're gonna keep productive, and we're going to keep on that journey of creating a life of awesome. So I'll check back in a bit, and I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Oh, another thing that I thought of with this whole stomach thing is I'm wondering if it isn't the acid in my stomach, because I drink a shit ton of coffee. It's nothing for me to have at least a pot a day. I'll start off with a couple of hot cups in the morning, and then in the evening, I'll have a big old jug of iced coffee. So I'm kind of wondering if that's not playing a little factor into it. So I'm gonna try and cut back on the coffee a bit, see if that helps out. I'm also gonna get some I don't know, Mylanta or Pepto-Bismol or whatever to try and kind of coat this stomach thing so I don't have to deal with that anymore. But we all deal with what we have in front of us, and you know, that's pretty much all we can do. You know, move forward, be optimistic, and you know, learn and grow from it. So again, I'll check back in a minute, and hope you're doing well. So I have made it to the CVS drive-through in Shelby. It's either Shelby or Boiling Springs. The address they gave me said Shelby, but the GPS clearly took me into Boiling Springs. I guess they're pretty close together. In fact, I'm almost positive that they are. And so I'm sitting here in the drive-through there. I'm behind 4 other cars, and we're going to have to go through the drive-through pharmacy and have our test made. And they require that, you know, until they direct you to, your windows need to be up, and you need to have your face mask on. Now, I went ahead on Amazon and I got, you know, a face mask. Definitely not the N95 that is required, but I figured, why not do it in style? If you gotta do it, why not do it in style? But this thing is a serious pain in the ass, let me tell you. God, I look like I'm gonna rob a bank. Anyway, so on the way over here, and you know, leading up to this appointment, you know, I've just been, you know, weird thoughts just kind of pop in your head. You know, like, what if, you know, this thing kind of takes me down? If I should even have it. What if, like, what will my legacy look like? What, you know, I battled through the trenches of alcoholism, and I've come out victorious on the other side. Is some little bug gonna be my ultimate demise? And you know, I started thinking about, you know, what the world would look like without me. I don't know, they're weird random thoughts that just kind of pop in my head. And I know that well, Katie and Brian would be financially better off. I've got a couple of insurance policies, and they're the beneficiary of it. So I mean, they would help them out tremendously. But it really got me to thinking about, you know, the legacy that I'm leaving behind. And you know, one of the things that I've found, I haven't done it yet, but I've you know, heard other people say that in order to create the life that you want, start with writing your obituary. And you know, I know this is morbid, this is generally not how I think. Normally I'm, you know, optimistic, and I still am. I'm totally optimistic. You know, I know that I'll break through better off on the other side. But, you know, you just kind of have these thoughts kind of whirling around in your head. And, you know, starting off and writing your obituary so that you have a clear understanding of the person that you want to be. It might be something that I might want to think about. I also started thinking about wills and things like that. Not that I have very much, you know, but, you know, and the people I would leave behind. And when I was younger, I would think about this periodically, you know, what my funeral would look like. And I always imagined that my funeral would look like something from Evita, or something that was put on for John F. Kennedy. You know, it would be this elaborate parade with a huge celebration of all of my accomplishments. Just goes to show that, you know, ever since I was really young, I've always been kind of grandiose and maybe a little full of myself. I don't know, just kind of weird random thoughts that have been popping in my head here recently. Right now my stomach is it's doing okay. It's still got, you know, a couple of little knots in it, so I'm gonna go after I get this done and, you know, maybe grab some Mylanta or Pepto or something. Only thing I hate about Pepto is, you know, your poop looks gross. I know it always looks gross, but it especially looks pretty nasty. Like there's something seriously wrong with you. But yeah, I'm gonna sit in line here. I've got Hamilton playing on my Apple Music, so I'll just enjoy you know, Alexander Hamilton. I'm completely obsessed with that show. I can't wait to see it. Disney Plus has it on their streaming service, and it's amazing. I love that show, and you know, hopefully I will be able to see it on Broadway or maybe in London sometime soon. Hopefully theater comes back pretty soon, because God knows we could use some enlightenment and some creativity and some, you know, some good feelings now. But anyway, I'm gonna quit blabbing my mouth off and, you know, bending your ear. I just, you know, had a couple of thoughts kind of randomly pop in my head, and I wanted to share them with you. But it looks like this might take longer than I had anticipated. My appointment was at 10:20, which is probably about right now. Yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. If they don't notice, maybe I'll film the actual testing and see how that goes. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'll check back in a bit, let you know how it went in any case. Seems like the line is moving really quickly now. I guess I just had to get all their stuff ready. So, you know, I guess it's pretty much in and out, which is cool. So I'm gonna put on my mask, roll up my window, and sit and wait. Have my driver's license and insurance card ready. Now this doesn't cost anything, so even if you don't have insurance and you need to go get tested, it's covered. So that's good. My stomach's starting to turn a little bit. In the past 4 days, I haven't really eaten a lot. You know, I just wanted to kind of take it easy on my stomach, but this is crazy. I need to get over this crap. I got too much stuff to do. This thing makes me look like an uncircumcised penis. It is kind of nice though. It's real soft. It's supposed to keep you cool. I don't know what material it is, but it's a real soft material. It's not cotton or anything. I think it's mainly used by like anglers and people out. God, I'm sucking this thing in. Anglers and people outdoors to keep the. It's called a UV mask. A UV mask. No, that's not right. I keep getting calls from these scammers from New York, and it's really starting to piss me off. I started answering them, and then just kind of not even giving them the time of day. Although I've heard that you shouldn't answer those phone calls. They can, then they know that that's your number, and they keep going. It's just real frustrating. Well, it went quicker for everyone else. And I gotta pee. I should have brought a cup or something. I'm trying to watch to see what the woman in front of me has to go through. I know my stomach has been really sour lately, but I'm thinking after this I might need to get some Chinese food. Yeah, maybe take the risk and eat some Chinese food, get some serious high carb calories in me, and, you know, treat myself to something good. Mexican probably wouldn't be a good idea, but I might be able to muster up some General Tso's or sesame chicken or something. I really have to pee. Probably wouldn't like it if I went behind a dumpster or something, huh? I'm not sure what's taking so long on this one. Should I go up there and ask? I'll wear my mask. Oh, she just grabbed a paper bag of something. Some sort of plastic kit. I don't know. I figured they just reach their arm out and shove something up your nose. I'm trying to watch her in a rear view mirror. Oh, she's pulling her mask down. Try not to be obvious that I'm staring at her. Oh well. Come on, lady. Well, she's giggling and laughing, so I don't know. Maybe it tickles. Think so? Shoving something way up into your brain. She tilted her head, now I can't see her. And she's putting her mask back on. And leaving. She didn't hand anything back to the person. Oh, wait, nope, there she did. Dropping it in a box. Okay. Wonder how they keep all those tests from getting all mixed up. Let's hope there's accurate documentation on there. But here we go. Testing, ma'am.
What's the name?
Joshua Abel.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to confirm your email address. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and send you a link to your email to your time card. You'll want to go in and create an account with them.
All right.
That's where you'll receive your results. Okay, so you have within 24 hours to create an account.
Okay.
Let's see, and you do have insurance. And you've already sent in a picture.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Alrighty, I'm going to finish up here.
Okay. Gross. One of those cereal burps. Found a nickel. It's my lucky day.
Okay, Joshua.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So I'm going to pass this bag out to you.
Okay.
You're going to have Clorox wipes in there.
All right.
This will be for the very end.
Okay.
So whenever you are finished with your sample, you'll have a test tube. You'll just drop it in this bag. Seal the bag. This bag is going to go in that box.
Okay.
And then you'll use the Clorox wipes, and before you leave, you'll just wipe off the top of the box.
All right.
Right, and then you'll have this bag, and all you need out of here is your test tube and your Q-tip.
All right.
So once you get it, you only need one Q-tip. Make sure the end that you grab it with is the only end you touch. This end is going to go in one side of your nose. You're going to go up as far as you can.
Okay.
You'll probably feel some resistance. Your eyes might water. You can stop there. That means it's not far enough.
Okay.
You'll rub it along the wall of your nose and then leave it in there till I tell you to take it out. It'll be about 15 seconds.
Okay.
You'll take it out and then that same end is going to go on the other side and you're going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Up as far as you can, swab it, get a good sample, and leave it in there. I tell you to take it out. There is liquid in this test tube. The end that was in your nose is going to go down into the liquid. Then you're going to cap it, and it's going to go in that bag.
All right.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Are you ready? You did.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Take my last one.
Okay.
Okay, you can take it out. Yep, same thing on the other side. Alright, you can take that.
Woo. This bag?
Yep. It'll be the bag with the orange on it.
Do I need to take the paper out or leave it in? Okay. Okay.
Alright, so we have sent you an email.
Okay.
Make sure you go on that email as soon as you can. There's a link. You're going to follow the link. It's going to prompt you to set up my chart.
All right.
Do that as soon as you can.
Okay.
That link expires in 24 hours.
All right.
So in case you have any calls for me, you can call us. It's going to have you set up username and password. That's how you're going to log in and get your results.
And how long does that usually take?
Right now, it's from 5 to as long as 10 days is what they want us to tell people.
Okay.
I think it's taken closer to 7.
Okay.
But it is getting pushed back.
All right.
Yep, to set up the My Chart. Some people it emails when it's ready, some people it's not emailing.
Okay.
So in about 4 days to start logging in periodically.
All right.
Right? And so you're just going to drop it in that box and then just wipe it off before you go.
Will do. Thank you so much.
I think you have a good day.
You too. All right, that wasn't so bad. All right, now let's get some medicine. See if we can calm this queasy stomach. Oh, but first, I gotta pee. Well, I made it home and I had my Chinese and then took a nap. But the Chinese place that I tried to go to in Boiling Springs was closed. So I ran all the way over to Chesney, which is south of the border in South Carolina. And it was terrible. It was probably the worst Chinese food I had ever had. I got some crab rangoon and some General Tso's chicken with fried rice. And it came to $15 for a combo and an order of crab rangoon. The crab rangoon were definitely frozen. And it tasted like old cream cheese. It was pretty nasty. And the, I don't know, the fried rice tasted like feet. It was terrible. So, if I have a reason not to kick the bucket, it's to get better Chinese food. I am bound and determined to find a good Chinese place around here. But the stomach is a little unsettled, but nothing terrible. And it's raining, and I've got the kids outside, so I gotta go get them inside. And I'm gonna work on probably some schooling for the rest of the afternoon, but I hope you enjoyed this little adventure. If you did, make sure to comment down below. Have you had a COVID test? How was your experience? And, make sure to give this video a big old thumbs up and subscribe. Till next time, my friends, cheers.